Next, we're going to tackle the propane regulator. Now, this again might seem a little bit daunting, but I'm here to break it down step by step for you. The reason that you change out the propane regulator, sometimes there are propane smells coming from up front here. The inside of the propane regulator has a rubber bladder, and sometimes that will just degrade over time and it will leak. And so what we want to do is replace that. Now looking at this regulator, we have a simple two-stage regulator, automatic changeover. And so what we're going to do is essentially look at taking this off and replacing it. Taking the twist, a nut off the top. This is on a travel trailer that has 2 tanks in the front. You'll also see in fifth wheels that they'll be in compartments, usually near the front, or something that's completely in line. So this is a pigtail. Sometimes they get leaks in it. I'll show that in a second of taking those off. But what we want to do is remove these 2 for replacing the regulator itself. It'll come off of the mounting nut. We'll bring it up here so that we can see it clearly. There's a plastic cover that we'll take off just for this application. It makes it easier to get to that locking nut that's on there. So what we can do is talk about this pigtail. The pigtail itself, we do see leaks happening in there, and I will take this off so that you can see that it's fairly simple to get off here. We can take our crescent wrench and as well as another one, put it onto the fitting, and the fitting will come loose fairly easily. And again, these are able to be pulled off when we can see that there is a leak on the pigtails. Typically you'll be removing the whole entire regulator and not just this singly. You can see that these came off real easy after just breaking the seal, and then for this we will just put it back on because we're looking to replace the whole entire regulator. Now that we've tightened it down, just do it hand tight. No need to go anything more because it creates a seal on its own. No need for extra tape. So now we'll look at the main fuel line. We'll get our 2 crescent wrenches again, and that will break the lock that is on the seal. There isn't any additional sealant or anything like that, so you should be able to just grab a couple wrenches. And once I take this off, you will see that there is what we call a flare fitting. Now the flare fitting doesn't need a seal because of the way that it's shaped on the bottom here. And so because that sits perfectly into the main fuel line, it can create a seal without the need for any kind of propane tape. Now I do have Blue Monster propane tape. I use this for plumbing as well because the white stuff typically isn't as good of a seal. So you can use this if you want to as some extra protection. It won't affect anything. Just wrap it around 2 to 3 times in the direction of the threading, and then you'll be good to go. So we'll just, for this, spin everything back on. You would be putting the brand new regulator on this, and then again we'll go ahead and tighten it up hand tight. And after that's all complete, then we will essentially remount it onto the post and be good to go. So now you know how to install a propane regulator.